matter is that in the United States of America right now today, the American people are much less safe than they were a year ago. They're in fact in danger as a direct result of policies of this administration, the failures of this Congress to address them. Those are the facts. We had National Guard having to actually fire yesterday and use their weapons and fire on someone that was, I think, alleged to be paid by a cartel in Texas. We had a significant number of assaults on Texans. We've got ranchers getting overrun, fences getting cut, livestock getting out. We've got COVID problems in South Texas. We've got Border Patrol who are facing danger. We have immigrants that are being, currently as we speak, sitting here in the confines of the United States Capitol. We have immigrants being taken up I-35 to be put into the sex and human trafficking trade. Those are the facts. That's what the data will tell you. We had in Bernie, Texas, which I represent, 9 people stopped in a car. It was being driven by a cartel employee, American citizen, with 2 people stuffed in a trunk. And you had 7 people being taken to a stash house in Houston, Texas. That's happening right now. There's a stash house in Houston, Texas. There's a stash house in San Antonio. There's a stash house in Del Rio. A stash house in Laredo. That's happening today. And this administration not only is not doing anything about it, this administration is actively pursuing the policies to make it happen. It's purposeful. They are making choices to endanger migrants for crass political purposes and endangering Americans in the process. Human beings are dying. Human beings are getting raped. People are being put in danger. Fentanyl is flooding into our schools. Right now today in America, there'll be a child, or an adult, I should say, in college, an 18, 19, 20-year-old, who will take Xanax, and it will be laced with fentanyl because it was cooked in the backyard by a cartel in Mexico, being pumped through by China into Mexico into the Western Hemisphere to endanger Americans. That's happening today. And the administration has the policies and the tools that they could enact to do something about it, and they refuse to. We'll hear people say how many more resources we need to spend at the border. Yes, we need to finish the wall. Yes, we ought to clear a canyon. Yes, we ought to provide the tools necessary, of course. But it's not a lack of resources, it's a lack of will. It's a lack of will to enforce the policies that exist, and we ought to enforce them. Right now today in the United States Capitol, a mere feet from where we are right now, people are not allowed to dine without showing a vaccine passport card. Yet we have people pouring across our border when we have Title 42 pandemic rules that would allow us to stop them. Yet we're not doing it. We have a court order by a federal judge in Texas for microprotection protocols to be used in Mexico, but yet Mayorkas and the Biden administration refuse. They lie saying that they're going to do microprotection protocols, while also having a memo saying they want to unwind them, and everybody gets the joke. They are actively abandoning their duty and failing to faithfully execute the laws of the United States. That's what's happening. The American people need to know it. I'm grateful for the law enforcement people on the lines. Pete and others have already talked about what's happening in our cities, the danger to Americans, the 24-year-old who was stabbed yesterday, the 19-year-old girl who was just killed in New York, the 50% rise in homicides in Austin, the 50% rise in homicides in San Antonio, the danger on our streets because we're not back in the blue. We're running away from it. We're defunding the police like the $150 million the Austin City Council took out of the budget of the police department in Austin. And now we've got our men and women in blue who are in danger, and the American citizens are facing the consequences. 911 calls not getting answered. Let's fix it now. We can do it, and we just got to have the willpower to do it. Thanks.